And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Okay?
My man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go outplace everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go, we head to Kroger's and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
how
I
do you do
mean,
it? Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with you.
when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try this
you gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right. Good morning, everybody. It's the Pascal Show. Yes, welcome back to the show, everybody. It is 5 p.m. Hope you guys are doing well out there. You got through the work week. It has been insane, I'm sure. There's been a lot of stuff going on today. As we always say, there's something new every single day going on right now. It has been absolutely hectic online. All these new things coming up, all these new added things going on every single day. And, I got to be honest, I am happy that the day is over. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be completely straight funky with you guys. I am definitely happy that today is over. It has been a very long and hectic day. There's been some new developments, some new announcements that have been happening from our government officials from all over the country and all over the globe. So, we're going to get into it really quick. We do have somebody very, very special coming onto the show around 5:15 or so. That is Dr. Eric Nepute of Nepute Wellness. Very, very well-informed human being. He's going to be squashing all kinds of myths that we all have, all these questions that we might have in regards to what's going on with the virus, how to avoid getting the virus, what can we do to keep our immune system up and running so that we can fight this crazy thing called COVID-19. So be sure to tune in because that one is going to be here in just a few minutes. But of course, I do have my lovely panel of friends on, my co-hosts and whatnot. Please welcome Jack and Tom to the show. How you guys doing? You guys doing okay?
Doing good. All
Good.
things considered.
Yeah, man. So, real quick, let's get into some of the news. I know we missed some news this morning, so let's kind of tap into that thing and let's do this. Let's talk about these things. What's going on in the world?
All right. Well, I guess the latest news is the U.S. is warning all Americans against overseas travel, basically saying if you leave the country right now, there's a good likelihood you're going to have to wait out this whole thing in another country. So that's new. I think they were maybe discouraging it a little bit, but now they're just like, it's an extremely bad idea to leave the country right now. So that's one thing that's going on.
Okay.
Mitch McConnell has introduced a $1 trillion aid package. This is the one that would send direct payments to Americans. So yeah, I'm just seeing the details of this now. The proposal would include direct payments to Americans under a certain income threshold, $200 billion in loans to airlines and distressed industry sectors, and $300 in forgivable bridge loans for small businesses.
Wow.
So,
and
yeah.
When would we see something like that? When would we see anything of that sort going down for us?
Well, it's just been drafted now, so it would have to pass the House and Senate and be signed off by the president. But I think soon. I think they want to get this money out. It looks like they're saying there are recovery rebates of up to $1,200 for individuals and $2,400 for couples beneath a certain income threshold. So,
Interesting.
yeah, it looks like, yeah, it's certainly something we've never seen before, but it's interesting.
It'll be interesting to see how everything comes together, and if they actually do that. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of like, oh, with this caveat or with this caveat, or you know what I'm saying. There's going to be something. There's got to be something. I don't think everybody's going to just get a handout like that. I feel like there's going to be a catch.
Always is, right?
There always is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There always is some sort of catch, for sure. But what else is going on? Man?
There's some brighter news, aspects of this thing going on.
Great.
Let's see. Air pollution and CO2 has fallen rapidly around the globe as people have hunkered down and not been driving as much.
So air pollution has gone down. That's good.
Yeah, air pollution's gone way down.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Researchers in New York told the BBC their early results showed carbon monoxide, mainly from cars, had been reduced by nearly 50% compared to this time last year. So that's huge. And they're also reporting similar drops in China. So it's that, these are of course temporary things, but
right.
I guess any progress on this is, I won't say good progress because of course people are dying, but if there's any silver lining to this, there might be, some marginal positive impact on the environment.
That's good.
People are
I saw that over in the canals in Italy. They could see everything down into it. The water is clear and fish are coming back too.
Yeah, I heard that too, but then I also heard that was more because the boats kick up sediment from the bottom of the canals, and it's not so much the pollution you're seeing, it's the sediment from down below.
You're right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The other thing is there's more metrics coming in on streaming and viewing habits of Americans now that everybody's stuck at home. TV ratings, like live actual TV ratings, not time shifted ratings. Those have gone like way up. Like I want to say, what is it? The Voice had a huge, The Voice had a 38% week to week increase with adults ages 18 to 49.
How about The Price is Right?
That's a good question. I don't know. This is more about prime time. They talk about Ellen's Game of Games climbed 44% from week to week.
So people are actually finally watching that show, kind of thing. Is that what you're trying to say?
I like that show.
I'm just playing. It looks like a fun show.
Ellen amuses me insofar as I think she'd make a great executioner.
She really does enjoy seeing people in pain. It's really funny. You know what I'm saying? She really likes to torture people. She likes to see people just being tortured. It's hilarious. Yeah.
You can tell she's genuinely happy when they're frightened, and yeah, it's great. But also, I'm seeing here that Netflix is slowing down their speed in Europe because so many people are home streaming Netflix. It's like breaking the internet in Europe.
Wow.
So, yeah, Netflix traffic on European networks is going to be slowed down by 25%.
And I don't see them being upset about that at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, darn, we got more people streaming? Dang. More money in our pockets? Dang. Okay. Dang. So I see that as a positive for them for sure. That's why I'm saying, like, I personally do not see any TV stations or like I don't see any cable stations or streaming companies giving anybody any bailouts. I think they're going to try to get as much money as they can from every single person. They're going to squeeze every dollar they can for as long as they can until they have to do something. Until they have to do something nice. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Interesting.
No one agrees.
Like,
I mean, shoot. Don't go
I mean,
all at once
they're
now.
gonna get their money. They're gonna get their money.
Yeah, they're gonna get their money. Absolutely, man. They're gonna go, hey, oh yeah, no. We're not gonna get. I mean, it's only $12, $14 a month. They could be fine with that. They'll be fine with that. They're gonna just keep on going because you know for a fact that everybody's home, holed up, not doing anything by themselves, just chilling. They're gonna sit there and go, you need our streaming services, you need our internet, you need our cable. So we're not gonna give you any handouts. Are you kidding me? Mm-mm. So I'm interested to see what happens.
Conveniently, Amazon had a sale on their Amazon Fire Stick, and also for getting on Amazon Prime. Wow. So and they just like had dropped that out too. It's pretty interesting to think about though. I mean, there's certain companies that are in a position to make a lot of money. One of them being the grocery stores. When I went shopping the other day, I realized that there weren't really any like deals going on. There was no coupons, no like buy one get one, no like 2 for $4 deals going on, which are always out. All of a sudden, those are all off the shelves. Everything's full price.
Wow. Oh, by the way, because before we go into a break, because we got to go into this interview with Dr. Nepute, but this is something very interesting. I saw a photo of some people, a cop, standing in front of, basically guarding the toilet paper aisle in a Walmart or some supermarket, some Walmart in Illinois. Most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Cops are now patrolling the toilet paper aisle. And now they're saying that a lot of the grocery stores and all that are only allowing one packet of toilet paper per person now. So you can't go in. So people can't go. So people can't go and hoard toilet paper at all anymore, or water bottles or anything of that sort. So people can't hoard that stuff anymore. Now they've got rules and regulations, at least for right now, because people are going crazy and hoarding everything. But we got to go into a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we have Dr. Eric Nepute on Skype. He's going to be squashing a lot of these myths, and he's going to be answering a lot of questions in regards to this virus and in regards to this whole pandemic that's going on. So if you have any questions, please, by all means, comment down below. If you're watching on Facebook and on YouTube, comment down below. This is an interview you don't want to miss. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Imagination. Image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
You're watching Pascal in the morning. Welcome back.
All right, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And like I said, if this is your first time checking out this show, please go click that like button on our Facebook page. And most definitely, we are streaming live on both sites, Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and watching this and this is your first time checking out this show, crush that subscribe button. It would really, really mean a lot. I am very, very honored to have this gentleman here with me today. He is a doctor. He owns Nepute Wellness. Please welcome Dr. Eric Nepute to the show, everybody. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well. Hey, thanks for having me on the program today. I appreciate that.
Anytime, man. Anytime. There's a lot that we could talk about, right? There's a lot going on, and there is a lot of people that are out there very concerned about, obviously, the virus, the pandemic that's going down, their own health, their own well-being. So there's a lot that we can really talk about. And so I kind of want to just kind of first have you let everybody know who you are and what exactly you do.
Well, I mean, like you said, my name is Dr. Eric Nepute. And you know what I do? I help people. And I'll tell you what, my story kind of starts quite a long time ago. Listen, I don't want to get too deep into it, but I always tell folks I'm the son of a pig farmer from Central Illinois that was interested in how the human body works. And I was blessed to be able to play high school and college sports.
Right
had
on.
a severe injury when I was in college playing football. Had an injury to my neck. I was going to school to be a medical doctor. That's what I wanted to do. I was already accepted to Northwestern Medical School. I wanted to be the next George Clooney, right?
Oh,
and
right on.
for those of you that are watching can see that, well, that didn't work out. Okay. But here's the deal though. So I got injured when I was a senior, and my whole life got pulled out from underneath me. I mean, I'm sure you could imagine everything as a young man. All I wanted to do was play sports. There's two things I loved: how the human body worked, and I loved playing sports. And when that got taken away from me, I didn't know what else to do. A friend of mine's father was a chiropractor, and he said, listen, I know you've been to the team surgeons, the team doctors. I know you've been everywhere, tried everything, but I think I can help you. And when I come from a small town, I mean, there's more pigs than people in the town that I grew up in. Okay.
Right on.
And so this guy wasn't even, he was a chiropractor. They weren't real doctors. Who's this guy? So I go and see this guy. What do I got to lose? He's one of my best friend's sons. And within 3 visits, my arm was moving again. My neck pain was gone. I could have went back and played sports again.
Wow.
But I had a decision to make. And the decision was what am I going to do with this gift that was just given me? And I believe that God gave me that gift. That had to happen in my life so I could get to this place today. So long story short, I told my parents, we're not going to finish the medical school deal. I'm going to go check out chiropractic. I'm going to check out osteopathy. I'm going to go check out nutrition, neurology. I want to learn more about how the body works. This guy helped me when everyone else said there was no help. And that's when the journey started.
Wow.
And that process, plus the whole idea of I'm a super competitive guy, and I don't fight against running backs. I fight against sickness, diseases, and pain. And so we developed the Nepute Wellness method and the Nepute Wellness systems as an all-encompassing program to help people find the true cause of their problem. And so in my offices, we have several of them around the St. Louis area, and I also teach doctors all over the country how to do what I do. We have medical doctors, nurse practitioners, we have psychiatrists, cardiologists, pain management, nutritionalists, all under one roof. We created a one-stop shop for people to truly get the health and the care that they need. So that's kind of us in a nutshell.
Yeah. Well said. Dang.
Thank you.
It sounds like you haven't. Sounds like you've said that a couple times before, so that's good.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. So tell me, please. Okay, so there's a lot of myths out there in regards to the coronavirus, right? In regards to the COVID-19, and I know that you've been doing a lot of live videos popping up every couple days on your own, just on your own site, and on your own Facebook page, talking about COVID-19 and what it does, and kind of squashing the myths. So do you mind walking me through some of these myths and squashing them live on the show today?
Yeah, so here's what we do know. First of all, when they say this is a new virus, right, it's something that we haven't seen before. Now, we've been around viruses, as humans. Our DNA, we have 45% of our DNA is made up of viruses. We're made to coexist with viruses. The way the human body is made to work and overcome things is we become exposed to something, whether it's chickenpox, measles, mumps, a virus, whatever. Our adaptive and our innate immune system grabs that information. As long as we're healthy enough, it fights off that sickness and disease, and then it remembers how to fight it again if something ever shows up like this. And then we have immunity. That's true immunity. Now, we know less about this virus than we did any other one. Now we're learning more. Every day we're learning more and more about this. Now, here's the official stance for me and my practices. COVID-19 is a real thing. We totally believe that this is a serious deal that people need to understand. I'm not poo-pooing this. This is not a hoax. But I'm also not in that camp of, hey, we got to run for the hills, run for the mountains, buy all the toilet paper and food you can because we're all going to be dead tomorrow. Like, there's so much fear behind this. It's not even funny.
Absolutely.
I mean, so much. And the whole thing I'm trying to do is be a voice of reason so people understand that we don't need to be as scared as we really are about this. You know, and not to be offensive to anyone, because listen, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying to be cavalier. I'm being straight to the point. You got to tell me that 200 years of advanced medicine, spending the most money of any other country combined, over $4 trillion a year we spend as a country on our healthcare system. We have the best doctors, the best hospitals, the best services out there, period. You're telling me your best solution for this is everybody avoid contact with each other and wash your hands. I mean, come on. I'm not trying to joke about it, but come on.
Yeah.
Now, how come? I want to know this. Now, let me ask a question that's a rhetorical question because I know the answer. I've asked this question to hundreds of thousands of people all across the world, and the question is this.
Okay.
If there was a way to boost your immune system, would you want to find out about it? And the answer is, of course, the answer is hell yes. Why is no one talking about this? That's my biggest concern.
Okay.
We're all talking about avoiding each other, washing our hands. I'm all about that. Even Louis Pasteur, the founder, the father of the germ theory, said it's not just about exposure to a pathogen, it's about the strength of the host. So there's a part of medicine that talks about the cause. It's called salutogenics. We're hearing about it more now than ever. It was coined in 1979, salutogenics. What they're talking about is stop treating symptoms, treat the cause. Well, our medical world is not set up that way. It's cause-based. It's reactionary-based. It's not cause-based. It's reactionary. It's all about symptoms. So we know that COVID-19, absolutely, just like the flu virus, can kill people. Last year, some 60,000 people, well, at least in 2018, died. 60,000 people died from the flu virus, influenza A and influenza B. Right. As of right now, we're looking at, what do we got? About 3,000 people that have passed. Nobody wants anybody to die, okay? But the mortality rate for this thing is definitely not substantially higher than the flu. That's just a fact, okay? That's just the numbers. And if you look at the numbers as well, and this is the big thing that I want everyone to know, the people that should be the most concerned are the people that are in that, what I call the camp, that have the highest risk factors. These are folks that are over the age of 70. These are folks that have comorbidities, which means they either have heart disease, cancer, diabetes, have had a stroke, or are on multiple medications that makes them immunocompromised. There's also 86% of the population that doesn't have to worry about this at all. That's what John Hopkins says, not what Dr. Nepute says. And I follow John Hopkins and the CDC very closely. And so my whole message is, if this is what's going on, these people right here are living in fear, which is true. That's a real risk for these folks. What we need to focus on is getting folks from here to here. The answer is we need more people less sick. And I believe that we've been caught with our pants down as a culture. The last 100 years, really the last 60 years of medicine has all been, here, take this drug after you have a problem, take this shot after you have a problem. There's no pre-issues. It's all about, let's fix it after the train hits you. I'm talking about, instead of rehab, prehab.
Right.
And there are tons of things that we can do, and lots of research that substantiates and supports certain vitamins that people take, getting chiropractic adjustments regularly, exercising, meditating, relaxation therapies,
right. So
drinking fluids, all that stuff.
So I understand.
Please, go ahead.
So I understand that. I mean, just to be completely honest with you, I mean, we've heard that before from multiple people. Of course, it's like, have a healthy lifestyle, drink plenty of fluids, that kind of thing. I mean, and of course, those are the things that we have to abide by. That's just normal, general, everyday life type of. That's the regular criteria just to live life. So I understand that this thing is yes, it is a scary thing for a lot of people. The way it's been given out, the media, how it's being presented More and more people are dying from it. More and more cases are popping up. It is a scary thing for a lot of Americans. So are you saying that Americans, the 80% of America should not be worried about this at all?
Well, here's what I'll tell you is everybody should be concerned about this just like we should be concerned about a flu. If you have a flu, we know that you're not supposed to go and visit somebody who has a newborn baby at home. If you have a flu, we know that you're supposed to stay away from the elderly or immune compromised folks. If you have a flu, we know that there's certain things that you're not supposed to do or take. Like if you have certain sicknesses, there's certain meds you shouldn't have because it can hurt your immune system. So should people be concerned? Absolutely. But we're not living in the time of The Walking Dead. Sometimes I feel like this is that movie that Dustin Hoffman was in called Outbreak, dude. Where's that little spider monkey out that bit somebody and everybody dies from?
Where's McDreamy? Where's McDreamy with the monkey? You know what I'm saying? What the heck?
I'm tracking you, dude. I'm tracking you. But now I don't know if you saw this just today, and I got to do some more research on this. But just today, the CDC came out and said, "Hey, we found what we think to be a solution to treat it if somebody gets infected and has a problem with it." They're using a anti-malarial drug and a Z-Pack, which still blows my mind because a Z-Pack is not for viruses. It even says right on the front of the cover, not for viruses. It's for antibiotics. And then if you look at that anti-malarial medication that they're giving folks, that medication is also used for things like lupus and autoimmune diseases to stop the immune system's response. So I'm really interested once they tell us the pharmacology of how this is going to destroy this virus. Now, we know that things like L-lysine completely knock out malaria, which is the same thing that knocks out a virus. L-lysine's simple, easy, and natural. We know that megadose vitamin C does a similar thing. We know that vitamin D does the same deal. And like you said, all those things that we know that are common in life, we know what we should do, but here's the deal. Most people aren't doing it. That's just the truth. Now, let me tell you something. Let me say one more thing, and then you go ahead and go on whatever you want to go. In 1985, the Surgeon General, C. Everett Koop, I don't know if you remember that guy with the chin strap beard. They did a study. He for the government funded a study, and they found that heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and stroke, that 80+% of that is caused by lifestyle choices and is completely preventable in that population of folks. But yet we did nothing with that material, and that's over, gosh, we're looking at almost 40 years ago.
Right.
So here's what I'm saying. To answer your question, should we be worried? Not as worried as we are.
Now,
should we be a little bit more relieved that we now have some treatments? Yeah.
I got to go into a quick commercial break. I'm sorry for stopping you, but I do got to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, "I love Pascal" on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Image a nation, image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you.
All right, welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I always say, if this is your first time checking out the show, please go click that like button on our Facebook page. We are also on YouTube. Go crush that YouTube page. Go crush that YouTube subscribe button. YouTube.com/The Pascal Show. And of course, if you have any questions for Dr. Nepute, please comment down below because we are in this discussion. All of us are in this together. So don't be shy. Comment down below. I will ask these questions live on the show. But we are here still with Dr. Nepute. How you doing, my brother? Thank you so much again for sticking around. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I'm here to help, whatever we can do.
So I do have to ask you, now I know that we were just talking about myths or the thoughts of myths. So you don't think we need to be doing this self-isolation? Because I know you talked about. I know that you talked
never
about.
said that.
Well,
let me tell you this.
So I know that you talked about. Hold on. So I know that you talked about washing hands, social distancing, the whole nine. So what I guess, because I just want to make it clear for everybody who's listening and watching right now, that is that what you're saying or is that not what you're saying?
So should you wash your hands?
Nope. I
Yes.
mean, not that part. I'm talking about the social distancing part.
So we have to abide. Here's what I'm telling you. We have to abide by what the CDC's guidelines are. So we have to follow those rules and regulations. Do we need to be as fearful of this thing as we are? No. And I'm not being cavalier about it. So the big deal is the reason why we're social distancing right now is to give our hospital systems a little bit of an opportunity to catch up with what's going on. So here's what the reports have come out from, the estimated reports that Congress's doctor said. Estimating 150 million Americans are going to get exposed to this. Okay. Out of that 150 million, they're saying that around 9 million people are going to have some type of symptomatology around it. Out of that, they're saying 3 million people might need hospitalization or will be in the ICU. Just like the flu, that's a lot of people. What do they do? Now that there's a new treatment out, they'll do that. But what's the standard protocol? You go to the hospital, they rest you, they give you IV fluids, they might give you antibiotics, not typically because of the virus, but because they don't want you catching any other bugs and bacteria at the hospital. 99,000 Americans die every year from hospital-induced infections. What I'm also saying is if we really looked at the numbers that are scary, and there was a ticker at the bottom of the TV or the news that was killing people, some 700,000 people a year die from heart disease. That's 20,000, 2,000 people are passing away. I mean, like a day. Okay, that's a lot of people.
Right.
We're looking at cancer. That's 500,000 people. We're looking at stroke. That's, diabetes. That's another 400,000 people. Like, these are really scary things that are killing folks. And yes, we all need to do our part with this. But the part that we really need to do once we get out of this crisis is we got to get people out of this camp. These people have heart disease, cancer, diabetes, these people that are sick. Most of it's considered from lifestyle changes and not doing the right things. Let me tell you something. When's the last time you've been to your doctor? You are a risk factor if you got diabetes. When's the last time you've been to your doctor and your doctor says, all right, here's the game plan. We're going to give you some medication short term to control your sugars, but we're going to help you over the next 90 days to 6 months to reverse this diabetes. That don't happen in the standard medical world.
Right.
The standard medical world is about managing disease. I'm talking about helping people reverse it. That's that salutogenesis that we're talking about that is really hot in healthcare now that we've been talking about in my profession for over 100 years. So yes, wash your hands. Yes, don't go around people if you're sniffing, snotting, slobbering all over people. But the CDC also said today, if you are a healthcare worker and you've been exposed to COVID-19, it's okay for you to continue to work. Figure that out for me.
But and that part doesn't make any sense because I did hear that same thing too. And that's something that just doesn't make any sense. Why would you continue unless they just need that extra healthcare worker? You know what I mean? Like
I do know what you mean. And if you think about this, who's going to come in contact with the most sick people? Healthcare providers, essentially, right?
Right.
And so if healthcare providers are coming in contact with the most amount of sick people, then shouldn't they be the ones that are quarantined? I mean, or shouldn't we do something to test ourselves? But again, guys like myself and other folks that have really stellar immune systems, and we know that because we test for it, and there are simple tests you can do to find out what your immune function's like. Mm-hmm. We don't really have much to worry, but we still can become a carrier. Just like you could have exposure to the flu because somebody you saw at the gym, you gave them a high five or knuckles, and they had flu and they gave it to you. You can pass it on to your friends, family, and coworkers, but you're not symptomological. So, I mean, I get the whole idea, but it just that doesn't make sense to me that a healthcare worker who can spread it and pass it to more people, but the CDC says it's okay. And I guess you're right. It's probably because they just want to make sure that healthcare workers stay out there helping people.
Yeah. Well,
everybody else, they're telling them to stay home.
So I guess the other question is, moving on to the next thing is our immune system. For all of us that are healthy right now that are home, self-isolating ourselves, doing the social distancing, the whole nine. I know that you are a big advocate about keeping, ways of boosting your immune system or keeping your immune system strong. So what are some tips that people can do aside from washing their hands, of course?
Well, washing your hands doesn't boost your immune system.
Right.
But here's the deal. So, and by the way, that term boosting immune system is a little bit sometimes politically incorrect because people say, well, how do you boost the immune system? Well, I'm talking about improving immune function. Let's just leave it at that. So we know that there's certain things that you can do right now. Number one, your diet is so important with that. We know that a tablespoon of sugar can literally crush your immune system for up to 3 days. So getting things out of your diet that are going to cause your body to be more susceptible is important. Reducing inflammatory food. So really eating more of a ketogenic type of a diet where the diet's primarily good, healthy fats, lean, healthy, clean meats, and dark green vegetables. Minimizing our sugar intake, which is more than just junk food. It's juices, it's pastas, grains, it's non-vegetable carbohydrates, it's like I said, breads, sodas, that kind of stuff, and a lot of fruit. We should be eating some fruit, but berries are really healthier than anything else. Bananas have a lot of sugar in them. You look at a banana's got as much as a half a Hershey's bar has in it for sugar. So that's one thing. Hydration is huge. We know that keeping the mucous membranes hydrated, that's a huge thing, especially with a virus, because the biggest thing that knocks people down with most colds and flus is they become dehydrated because your body's using a lot of the minerals to fight off these problems, because you need minerals and certain nutrients to make the macrophage, which are the Pac-Man in your body that kills bad things. So those are important, hydration and food. Number 3, there are nutrients that we know that helps improve immune function. Vitamin C, megadoses vitamin C, a guy by the name of Linus Pauling won 2 Nobel Prizes. And they don't just give those away for nothing. He won 2 of those for his work that he did on vitamin C with the immune system. So megadose vitamin C makes white blood cells, which is what we need to help our soldiers in our body fight. High dose vitamin D3, which I'll tell you, I've been testing vitamin D3 for the past 15 years on patients, and I find that to be low all across the board with so many folks. It's not funny. Also, zinc. Zinc is very good. It's a very low mineral that's not in the soil as much anymore. 20 milligrams a day of zinc is really good. It helps with DNA, because the viruses, remember, viruses aren't alive. They only can thrive. They really act like a parasite. They have to bind with our DNA to basically thrive. And then they meld with our DNA, then we can help, we pass it on to other people. So those are some big things. There's a nutrient called astragalus that a lot of people have never heard of. Astragalus helps the body make the bone marrow, which is where hemopoietic stem cells come from, which is where mesenchymal stem cells come. So we know that those things can boost immune function. We also know that exercise can boost the immune system. Proper sleep, and that's everybody's proper sleep is the sleep that you need to get. The younger you are and older you are, the more you need. Doing stuff to de-stress. I mean, just having fun helps lower cortisol, which helps improve immune system function. We know that overstressing, which a lot of people are right now because we're living in fear of the unknown, that crushes our immune system. And I'm also a big fan, not just because I am one, but getting chiropractic adjustments. If you look in Guyton's physiological textbook of medicine, which is the same textbook that every doctor learns out of, the immune system is called the neuroimmune system. The immune system is regulated by the nervous system. Chiropractic helps improve nervous system function, not just neck and back pain, which a lot of people are used to. So those are just a few things that you can do right now to help yourself get through this. And then the big thing is, once this scare goes away, let's get healthy. Let's get really healthy, not just feel good healthy, but really healthy. That way, when it comes back or something else comes, you're not in that group of susceptibility. That's my big thought that I have for everybody.
Okay. Wow. I mean, obviously, as you guys can see, he's a wealth of knowledge. He's got all kinds of stuff for sure. So if you guys need any type of advice, anything of that sort, definitely contact Dr. Eric Nepute. You do have a webinar going on at 6:30, correct, today?
We actually have a webinar going on tonight at 6:45 that we're doing. It's live. It's free. It's going all across all across the world, I guess, is the internet, right? And it's all about how to boost your immune system. And I've got the research laid out so people can see it. So I'm telling folks to get on there. If you want to find out about it, go to our Facebook page that we just started. It's called Common Sense Health, because there's not that much common sense in anything, but especially especially in health. So Common Sense Health, go there, ask to be invited. The information on that webinar is there. It's free, register. And if you can't watch it tonight, it's going to live evergreen, so you can go back and watch it again. It's going to have some nuggets in there for things that you guys can do. And anybody that wants our help or needs information, you can always go to neputewellness.com. That's NEPUTE wellness.com. And oh, by the way, this Saturday on my radio show, ESPN 101 here locally in St. Louis at 10 a.m., I'm doing a whole program. The program's called Wellness Matters. Been doing it for a decade. It's all about the coronavirus. So I want you to tune into that as well.
Right on. So be sure to check him out, Dr. Eric Nepute. Thank you so much for tuning, for Skyping in, dropping some knowledge, letting us know there's not really a whole lot that we really need to. We shouldn't be as fearful, right? We shouldn't be.
We need to be smart. Be smart, but don't live in fear. Do the little things right. I'm not saying that this whole thing is complete BS. That's not what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Be smart is what I'm saying, and that's going to change the way you live, the way everybody lives. We just want to be the voice of reason, common sense health. That's where it's all about.
Right on, right on. Well, we got to go into a quick commercial break. Be sure to check him out, NeputeWellness.com, NEPUTE Wellness.com. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Imagination. Image a world. IDEX Media.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, baby.
Nowhere will you find more selection, greater style, or a more colorful collection of the finest mink, chinchilla, fox, and sable coats, jackets, wraps, and accessories than the Fur Center. Now until January 7th, save up to 80% off. Stop in today for the best selection.
You're watching Pascal in the Morning. Welcome back.
Welcome back, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said, everyone has some fears right now in regards to what's going on out there. It is a scary time, but hopefully Dr. Nepute's conversation was helpful enough for you guys to feel a little less scared, a little less fearful. There are a lot of people that are getting well from being diagnosed with coronavirus, or they're getting the coronavirus. They're getting diagnosed with the coronavirus, but they're not seeing any symptoms at all. So we can at least be hopeful that we're going to get through this and we're going to be okay. But I am here with my panel, with my people, Tom and Jack. What's up, guys?
Yo.
So as I was saying before, it was good to have that to have him kind of chime in and give his 2 cents in regards to just kind of like, hey, we don't have to be as fearful. We don't have to be that terrified about what's going on. I mean, if we abide by the rules, we should be okay.
Yeah. Live a clean life, a healthy life, and just try to stay on top of your sanitary routine every day.
Exactly.
Mm.
What do you think, Tom?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's good that we're limiting things. I'm seeing a bunch of stuff coming across right now about different things governors and mayors are saying right now, expressing concern. New York City is saying they're expecting to run out of medical supplies within 2 to 3 weeks. That's from CNN. Mayor de Blasio says they'll need more masks, surgical masks, ventilators, personal protective equipment like gowns and coveralls, gloves, and face masks. Gavin Newsom of California is saying that he expects, or the state expects, that 56% of Californians will contract the virus within the next 8 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. And Florida's governor, Ron DeSantis, he just issued an order this morning to limit gathering on beaches to no more than 10. So spring break in Florida is over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was here first. You guys got to leave.
Right.
It's crazy. What's wild to me is that there are still people out there kicking it on the beaches of Miami right now as we speak. That's still something that it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't get it. No fears at all. They're just kind of like, whatever, we gonna be fine. I ain't worried about nothing. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I understand not living in fear, but being cautious, just abiding by some new rules, I don't think is a bad thing.
Yeah, I'm seeing people take advantage of these flight prices, and they're like, "Oh, we weren't going to go," and then they're like, "Well, it was a tenth of the price, so here we are," and there's no one else on the plane, and so it's it's people are taking the gamble because they can, and especially if they hear that, people start spreading the news that only really the elderly and stuff are going to have issues. Yeah. So I think younger generations are taking more chances and
they're like,
just are a little bit more carefree. The message that was put out there was just really confusing at first.
Yeah, it's like just like a normal young kid. I'm immortal. I'm impenetrable. It won't bother me none. This is gonna pass right over. It's no big deal. Tom, you did say something about California. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't wrong, or I don't want to repeat some news that's been said by you. What is the number that they're projecting in 8 weeks from you?
They are projecting, Newsom says that roughly 56% of the state of California, or 25.5 million people, will be infected with the virus over an 8-week period. Man, he's asking for the U.S. Navy's Mercy Hospital ship to be stationed at the port of Los Angeles in order to help alleviate some of the overcrowding they expect to see with hospitals there.
Unbelievable.
Man, that'd be 25.5 million people.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
25.5 million people infected with the virus in California is what they expect. Unless everybody stays indoors, keeps to themselves, and plays it safe.
Yeah.
Right.
Hopefully.
If there's not a full lockdown, then 25 million.
Yeah. Wow.
And while in general, and people will get it. And it doesn't matter if you're healthy or not. You're still going to get it. It's just a matter of how well your body could fight it off.
It's funny because there's so much to consume. There's so much information to consume because we don't know everything yet. We're still wondering what the heck is going on. We don't know everything yet, so we just don't know anything yet. So it's like we try to think one thing, and then 2 seconds later we find something else, or we find out something else. But then mostly, what's very frustrating to me is that it's not like they're coming to us with results of like their hard work and doing their due diligence and finding the information and all that. They're coming to us with more deaths, more people infected. instead of them giving us the information that we really need, which is like, is there progress, not just progress of people getting sick, celebrities and government officials and all that, and athletes and so on and so forth. Like that's cool and all. It's great to know that information, but at the same time, it's like, where is the good news? Where is the information? At least information, not good news like we found a cure. I understand it's going to take some time. I'm not expecting them to do that, but I'm expecting for them to come to us with something else other than, oh, we're going to have to shut down things. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to do that. We already know all that. You know what I mean? A lot of the reoccurring daily briefs that they have that go live on every single channel every day, 3 times a day, it seems as if, is the same conversation over and over and over again. And it's like, I understand that the people need to hear those things. I'm not knocking that at all. But for me, it's like, I want to hear results. I want to hear progression. Not only just California is going to get 56% of their, of their population. Don't get me wrong. That's important information too. But it's like, where's the other stuff? Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there's vaccine news that's out there that they're trying out different things. They're making calls for people to help out to let the supercomputers run these algorithms to try to come up with potential cures. And I guess people can opt in and let the network access your RAM on your computers when you're not using it to help them solve these algorithms. So that's a community call to action right there. There definitely is a vaccine race that's currently going on. And can you imagine that first company that comes out and drops the news?
Yeah.
Wow.
I want to mention this because this is probably the thing that's made me laugh the hardest since this started. And there hasn't been much to make you laugh since this started. But
yay, I'm down for something to laugh at.
Yeah, and I hope I hope I can stream audio through this thing to kind of
you could sure as
get
hell
it
try.
through. But okay, so there's at this university in Australia, I guess, where they've had maybe 1 or 2 cases, I guess, of coronavirus breakout. They've been doing lectures through streaming services, but still allowing students to come into the lecture hall and experience it in person. But well, I guess a couple of the students in the lecture hall that were there watching it live decided to get a little frisky while the professor was teaching the class. Oh. And I really hope that this audio comes through. If I can share my screen here real quick. Does that?
Yeah, you could try that, but is it clean? Let me ask you that. I hate to be that guy, but is it clean?
It is clean.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's just a minute long. But she's just mentioning. Well, here, I'll let you watch.
All right, let's see.
Let's see if this will work. Let me give this one more shot here. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
It's all good.
Gotta love that technology.
Oh, come on. Hiding this.
We are going to be samurais of Skype by the end of this quarantine situation.
That's right.
I swear to God, we're going to be ninjas up in this piece.
Okay, I think I've got it now. Here, let's give this a shot.
Come on with it.
All right.
Okay, or not.
Or not. I got so excited that audio is so low. Well, it's funny anyway. How about this? She catches a couple of students getting frisky.
Well,
how about the thing?
How about this, Tom? How about this?
Yeah.
You could do this too. You can just email me the link, and I could probably pop it up on my computer too.
Yeah. Can do that.
That's the only thing.
While you're doing that, I'll tell you about Quick Trip, the gas station. Has decided in Missouri to remove the fresh pastries and all of the roller foods. I imagine that we'll see more gas stations doing things like that. I was actually thinking about that when I was at the grocery store and seeing all of the fresh food that was out. The the chickens and the things that required somebody else in the back to be cooking, fresh that day, as opposed to something that was manufactured and packaged and things like that. And so it's nothing like someone grabbing a hot dog and then putting it back or something.
That's interesting, for sure.
Touching all the donuts.
Oh, the roller food. Now I get it, because I was like, roller foods?
Yeah.
What roller foods? But now I get it. Did you email it to me, Tom, or no?
Taquitos.
Yeah, I sure did. Yep.
Okay.
Let's see if it'll work on your end.
Hold on. I'm opening up emails and all that stuff. Okay. Hopefully my computer won't lose its mind here. It's like Skype seems to be such a strong program that it takes so much out of this computer. It's ridiculous. So
yeah, my computer almost never makes any noise with the fan, but yeah, since using Skype, it certainly, you can tell it's working.
This is audio, or is this video?
Oh, it's mainly just audio. There's video of like people tweeting their reactions to it, but it's really just the audio that you need to hear.
Okay. So the university?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Australian University.
Okay. Let's give this a shot.
I know that precedent is a very sexy topic, and I know that I love it when my audiences are excited and animated and engaged, dear Lord. But there's a limit to that, and ironically, it's the law students and the student code of conduct that governs that. So that being said.
Okay. Hold on.
Dear Lord.
That being said, what?
If you'd like to have
there we go.
Special love time with your partner.
What?
If you'd like to, if you'd like to spend time with your partner, there are some perfectly sanitized and malleable bean bags over at Muse, and I'm sure that there's an empty cinema around here still trying to make the movie Cats work. It's empty. Go for your life. And this is the second time I'm saying this in my career. No below the belt touching in my lecture theater, please.
Oh my Lord. She said, and this is the second time in my life ever saying this. Wow. That is real. That was real? Yeah. What? Properly sanitized bean bags. Did I just hear that? What?
Yeah.
You did.
Oh my
I don't
Lord.
know if a beanbag would be a good option.
Shoot. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of pain in the lower back, lower lumbar region. You know what I mean? There's no back support.
Chipped in all the time.
There's no back support, man. No back support whatsoever, man. Interesting. Well, thank you so much for that, Tom. I appreciate that.
I thought it was funny.
Appreciate
I thought
that.
It was
I'm forever,
amusing.
Unique.
I'm forever changed. Forever changed. Anyway, it's time to get going. I wanted to say a big thank you to Dr. Eric Nepute for coming in and dropping some knowledge for us. It really, really means a lot. And like I said, if you're just tuning in, because I see some people starting to tune in a little bit later on or late in the game right now. But if you missed the interview, most definitely go scroll back, rewind this thing, and watch it. Get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. Stay healthy, everybody. And we will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Much love to you guys. Bye.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else so we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
IDEX Media does a lot. From IDEX Photography to IDEX Films. We help create forever memories and forever impressions. Imagination, image a world. IDEX Media.